Hello, today we're going to learn how to create a backup on an ABB IRC5 controller. I'm going to be working on the FlexPendant here, and to create a backup is a simple process, and we'll go through it. You start by tapping the ABB button or the ABB main menu button, and it'll drop down your main menu. And from there, you choose Backup and Restore. Once you tap Backup and Restore, it will bring up your Backup and Restore screen. From here, you have the option to back up the system or to restore a current backup to the system. We're going to back up today, so you tap the backup and it takes you to your backup screen. And on this screen there are three fields. The first field is the backup folder, the name of the folder you're going to store your 4 backup files in. The second field is the backup path, or where you're going to store your folder. The third field is just a verification of the full path name of where you're storing your folder. So we worry about the first two to begin with. The first, you tap the button beside it. Depending on your version of software, it will say ABC or it will have 3 dotted lines. So you tap the button and it takes you to what's called an input panel. And on the input panel, you simply type in the name of your backup. Now it's very important if you're creating a backup in industry on the floor, say for your job and your place of employment, that you stick with the proper naming conventions for backups for this particular robot. Now you wouldn't name a backup My Backup out on the floor. You would name it according to the standards of the place in which you worked. But we're going to just call it My Backup. So I hit OK, and now I've created the folder that I'm going to store my data in. So here I have to decide where my backup goes. So I tap the dotted line beside my path, and it will take me into my FlexPendant Explorer. The FlexPendant Explorer is basically a version of the Windows Explorer in the way that it works. You can navigate up or into a folder. I generally use this green arrow. You have 2 arrows on the bottom. A green arrow on your folder here indicates that you're going to go up 1 level. The star allows me to create a new folder. So I'm going to navigate up all the way to my drives. And here I can see I have 3 hard drives and 3 network drives connected to this controller. So I'm going to choose the appropriate drive that I want to store my backup in. In this case, I'm going to store it in my C drive. But if you're working out on the floor, your hard drive will be labeled HDOA:. And you simply select the drive and go into it. Then you will look for a folder called File Vault. You tap File Vault and open it up. And inside File Vault, there will be a folder called Backups. You tap the Backup folder, and in this location is where you want to store your backup folder. At least with what we're doing here with it today. Remember, stick to the naming conventions and the storing conventions of where you work. You may have an alternate location to store your backups in, so you will have to be familiar with the location for your backups before you begin the process. But we've chosen to store it here today. So at this point in time, I simply hit OK. It takes me back here, and I check my information one more time to make sure everything's correct. My backup, hard drive, File Vault, backups, verify the full path name. I hit Backup, and it tells me it's creating the backup. And at this point, it is complete. Thank you, and tune in to the Serious Survivor channel for more videos on programming ABB and KUKA robots. For now, Serious Survivor out.